It is a beautiful day. The mood is starting to change in Lexington. Once you get through day 1 and 2, day 3 is like a watered down version of the first two. Day 4, people start to weed out a little bit. And day 5, it's not really Lexington anymore. It's a whole other sale that comes into town. And I secretly was concerned because I thought, I'm going to have to be in Dayton on Friday. We entered 5 horses in Dayton on Friday. Only problem was 0 horses got in on Dayton on Friday. But honestly, and I told Amy this, nobody believed me. Not even Cam, and he doesn't even know that much. No one believed me when I said I was going to be very subdued at this sale. I loved the way that Ohio went. We were very surgical about the way we went about buying our horses in the Ohio sale. I loved it. And although we didn't get the horses we wanted in Lexington, which isn't surprising, you're in Lexington. Of course you're not going to get the horses you want. Up front, the front ones, our top 5. No, we didn't get those. That's not true. I bet you I pickpocketed sister. I would have had her eye up, I think. I don't think I had an actual numbered list. There was just too many horses to number. But I think if you really put a gun to my head and forced me to, I think that she would have been in the top 5.
I only had 5 on my top list, and the Royal Flush was on it.
Right, number 12.
But I never really.
Yeah, number 12, and one of Amy's top 5 picks of the whole sale was
not
Royal.
Too bad.
Yeah, that's right, Royal Flush Dio. And you saw what I had priced him at. Almost twice, well, a little over twice what we paid for him. He was potentially going to be, and that was the beauty of what we did. And people, I think that's missed. When we talk about our top list, that would have been our premium horse. I really thought that Pickpocket Sister would have been the premium horse yesterday, and was prepared to make her that. Royal Flush Dio on Amy's top list. I'm trying to think of, obviously the green shoe wasn't.
Faster than that's 88 and 45. Oh, so you're not going 88.
I'm doing 63, and there's no construction. Yeah. Who else? I'm trying to think of who we got on day 1. Now, I wouldn't have priced the Sweet Lou High because I was a little leery of the Pacers, but she was on my top 5 list for Pacers for sure. Anyway, it's been a great sale, but I kind of feel like the kid that didn't get the right colored car at Christmas, toy car, and he's left with the toy he maybe wanted but didn't know he wanted. His backup toy. But truth be told, we've been very, very fortunate so far anyway. I mean, this is also stupid to talk about because none of it matters until they go behind the gate next summer. But to get the start you wanted is important. And I think, although, as I was just saying, I guess the underlying message of it all was, although we didn't get all the horses we wanted, we got some really, really, really good horses here in Lexington. And I think the vast majority of them, if not all of them, extremely value-based from my perspective. Take it for what it is. If you say, well, Anthony, I had this one priced way lower than you, well, to each his own, right? A number of great messages, great comments, and great emails coming in. As I generally do, I wake up to an email from Joel, and Joel was asking, why the Chapter 7s were going so high, and I can answer that because he's a great stallion sire, he's a great broodmare sire, and he's a great sire in general. They're great horses.
And I think opening them up to Kentucky really
helped.
Got people back.
And I know that Joel says that New York is scattered all over the place, but Joel, I say this to everybody too, I'm not a huge New York fan, but I'm warming to it as I look at what's going on in Kentucky. And the reality of the situation is you don't have to go to every stake in New York because there's still a million of them.
They added a bunch of money to New York.
And they added a bunch of money to New York. That's right, Amy. Exactly. So obviously that plays a role too. But Chapter 7s in general, if you're saying, hey, if you want an honest-to-goodness, hard-nosed sire, you want a horse that throws good horses, it's Chapter 7. He throws a lot of really, really good horses. And the ones that aren't good, he throws a lot of meat and potatoes horses, as we like to say. And of course, like everybody else, he throws some bad ones too, but they all do. And Joel's other question was on Captain Corey. Are you concerned about putting too many eggs in one basket, buying Captain Corey's, breeding your mares to Captain Corey? Joel, I'll tell you the same as I tell everybody else. We are always on all the time at the stable, and our bread and butter has always been first crop sires, right? We've got burned a couple, we get beat up a little bit on the green shoes. We didn't pay too much for them the first year. We get beat up a little bit. We were first in on Walner. We were first in on Tactical Landing. Remember? 3 Point Blue Chip was the first crop Walner. Tactical Landing, we got Mounds that year. That was first crop Tactical Landing, right? So no, I'm not gonna be. What I am gonna do is miss my turn. I'm gonna do that for sure. But what I'm not gonna do is shy away from first crop sires, right? Especially a horse that I like this much. And I'll put it to you like this, same way I put it to everybody. It is impossible to make that many good-looking horses and not have a good crop. So not only was I excited and happy about Captain Corey, I am thoroughly impressed with Captain Corey down here in Lexington, and I think everybody else is going to be next year also. So not only did we breed our mares to Captain Corey, we are going to rebreed our mares to Captain Corey also this year. I think it's a great place to be. I think he's a very discounted sire, and I think you're going to see that as next year's horses emerge. So that's my take, my personal take on first crop sires, so everybody knows. You guys know that. And Joel always is the voice of reason, right? Always the voice of reason, and I do appreciate the emails, as I always say to him, and I say to everybody else, right? Keep them coming. So, where are we going here? Is this thing telling me to get off here? I think it is. Yeah, I see it. See, it's so stupid, these things. Just be clear. Just say, hey, Anthony, I know there's a turn coming up. Don't take that one. Right? Stay right here.
Well, it says 0.3 miles.
I know. Okay, yeah, it says 0.3 miles, so I guess there is quite an indicator. Never mind. So,
I mean, I'm not sticking up for it. It's got me lost a million times.
that was my next thing. Have you ever been lost, Amy? Yes. Okay, I rest my case. So that's the take. As far as confirmation goes, I love, guys, keep the comments coming on. Did we have a lot yesterday again to comments? I saw some of them. I didn't answer all of them. I'm going to go through them today and answer some of them if I hadn't already. Now, I do notice that when it's answered, it comes up the stable. More times than not, if you're getting an answer on that feed from the stable, it's actually me.
Or Kelly.
No, I didn't say anything wrong. Or Kelly, but Kelly's not usually going to answer people on the feed. I will. And I like to sign it sometimes too, but anyway. So it should be a great day today. We have a number of horses on our list. Amy and I were scouring the catalog again last night, just double checking everybody, taking the notes. Cam, how many videos do we need for today, if we were going to do today and tomorrow?
That's a good question. We probably got at least 20 already.
So we need, what, at least 10 more for today?
10 more would help, yeah.
So 10 more for today. If we get some for tomorrow, that's fine too. Now, Amy's heading back tonight. She's taking the car and heading back tonight to Ohio. Grab the kids and continue on. And actually, I might be heading out tomorrow. I don't know what's going to happen as far as day 5. I know that Memento Mori's brother is selling on day 5. It's not lost to me. I've looked at the catalog, made notes on every horse that I found interesting. But I will tell you this: if we scoop up 2 or 3 trotting fillies today, that's a wrap on Lexington 2024. And just because I think we got everything we needed. We're full up in Ohio. Everything looks great in Ohio. We got, for Pat, we got our Pennsylvania colt yesterday. Patricia, you're welcome. I think we did a great job there. And I know everybody's asking about the buckets. What's going on with the buckets? One of the buckets, you said you'd talk this morning about it. I just want to see what we get today, right?
We need to get an Ontario bred if we can, but it's
we tried. I was
impossible.
I was the underbidder on the Alicorn sister. Now, Determination got that horse, so we weren't getting him.
We're gonna have to maybe wait till Harrisburg.
Yeah, we can always get Ontario breds in Harrisburg, and we can look to see what else is here. And if I do decide to go home, that's all right. Steve's here. We're going to have notes on the horses. We're going to have videos on the horses. And I'm going to tell you what, Steve is great at bidding also. Does a great job. So I'm not that concerned. We have all the people in place. We have everything in place to do what we need to do. For Ontario, I will tell you, our clients in Ontario, I don't want to go out and buy any $10,000 or $20,000 horses. I want to buy us 3 or 4 really quality horses. Now, that's not to say you're not going to find a quality Ontario bred for that price. It's unlikely here, but it's possible. But I want to make sure that we have an opportunity, because I also look through and watch as people. There was a probably one of the nicest Bettor's Delights I've seen in a while. So for what, $450 yesterday?
Yeah.
I said, I'll go to $200 on this filly. That's how much I liked her. I don't even think I got my hand up. In fact, I'm almost certain I didn't get my hand up. So some really high-powered horses, when you're looking at Ontario, saying, yeah, they're all nice horses, right? You're in Lexington. But if we find some, we'll pick them up, and that'll give us a head start for Ontario. So that's the plan for today, tomorrow, the next day. It is a gorgeous day here in Lexington, Kentucky. The sale's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be easy. I'm trying to talk Amy into staying as late as she can, but we do have children at home. So with that, I'm going to let you go. As I said, keep the emails and questions going. And a big day at the track, too. Arrowhead Hanover races today in the Keystone Classic. Yeah, so good luck to Ronnie Wren, who's driving him, and Tim, who's racing him. He's been down here a couple of days. He went back yesterday to make sure everything was all right with Arrowhead. Serious Dragon races tonight in Dayton, and then we have Westland Warrior and I'm Fancy Like. Westland Warriors in Ohio, Casanova Hall in Ohio, and I'm Fancy Like in New York. A great lineup today at the track, but I'm not there. I'm here at the sale, and make sure that we can secure the best horses we can for 2025. And I think, I'm not patting myself in the back, but I think we've done one hell of a job so far. So with that, take care. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Sit down, watch the broadcast, watch the sale, see what happens in general or for us here at thestable.ca. Take care.